Hey, Real Nerds. There's many ways to enjoy the Real Nerds podcast. You can listen to us on Stitcher, iTunes, and now Spotify and iHeartRadio. You can see what we're up to around town by following us at Real Nerds on Instagram. And if you want to send us your thoughts, you can email us at realnerds@gmail.com or call us at 720-6nerds5. Like us on Facebook at Real Nerds Podcast or tweet us at Real Nerds. And now on with the show.
This is Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Pop Culture Con 2021 and beyond. I'm Ryan. With me is Zach and Brad, and I'm coming to you live, apparently through a ham radio.
And me.
And Kellen's here too.
Tell us. I love that filter on your voice, Ryan. Just do me a favor and tell me this is the Pepsodent Show starring Bob Hope.
Is there an Aurora Borealis going on? Because it sounds like the movie Frequency when you're like talking to your son over a ham radio.
Person right now.
This adds to like to credibility. This will be like the call-in show, like in the old days where people would call into the radio and.
So talk to us about your relationship problems.
So, what was the name of the lady in Denver? She was on
Delilah?
Cozy. Yes.
Oh man, it's
Delilah.
so sad that I know that.
Yeah, how did you pull that out of your head? And is it more sad that I mentioned her and I was like, what is her name? And then you're Delilah.
I've been holding on to that trivia for 20 years.
I used to sit in my bed and use my light bright and listen to Delilah.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like Cozy and what was the other one? Mix 105 had the 80s stuff. So
yeah, that is true.
back then.
Is Mix 105 now Mix 100?
Actually, it's Mix 100. Yeah. Sorry. Cool.
Uh,
Cool
Are you
105 is
scratching
105.
They change a bunch of stuff constantly. 106.7 is now a country station, which really irks me.
Yeah.
I can do the Cozy jingle from a long time ago. Cozy 101.
They
Nailed
have
it.
a version of that still to this day, like Cozy 101.1.
Cozy 906.
Cozy 906.
Yeah.
That's the new station
So-
that Real Nerds broadcasts from.
Every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week, we streamed Borat Subsequent Moviefilm.
Nice.
Yep, we're never going to do that again.
My wife.
No Borat impressions on this podcast.
Aw.
Not allowing it.
Was the movie that
I'm
bad?
not allowing it too.
No, it's just Zach's impression is that bad, so I don't want to hear it anymore.
Well, I'm not even trying.
Go tell me.
Oh, well then let's hear your trying to be Borat.
My wife.
Sounds the same.
Okay. It's the computer, clearly. It's also that I'm an idiot.
Yeah, it's my ham radio. You're coming in a little fuzzy.
God, I just really want you to be the announcer on a show that I must have heard from back in the 1930s. Like,
I just want to talk.
but anyway, yeah,
Nice.
we love Borat.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So stay tuned to the end of the podcast when we'll tell you if you should see the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil the film.
Yeah.
We also talk about movies that are coming out on Blu-ray, movie news, and films we've watched throughout the week. Brad, is the drive-in still going?
Well, let's find out. Hey, film buddies, follow me around Denver. Barely. The Holiday Twin, I cannot look up showtimes, so I think they are done for the season. Now that Halloween's over, and the 88 drive-in lineup usually goes through Thursday. So for Halloween weekend, they did have Corpse Bride, I Am Legend, and It. So I think that would last into Thursday. So, but I don't know if they're going to do anything after that. So we'll see.
Yeah, it is that time of year where everything starts to wind down and everyone goes inside to spread coronavirus to their families.
Is the season, right?
Yeah, I just came from Michigan, so I'm hoping to get it to my parents. So,
what were you in Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Yeah, that's. Hopefully, you guys have already voted. I mean, I think I mentioned this last week on Film Explosion, but
yeah, we took care of
hopefully
that.
everybody's voted. Good.
Yes. Yep. We've all voted.
And because tomorrow is election day, and yeah.
Buckle up, boneheads. We're going for a ride.
Hopefully, it's good news, and I don't have to suffer for 4 more years.
Yep. Same.
Yep. We're all hoping that the stupid will go away.
It won't
That's
go away.
the dream, right?
Yeah, well, Brad's right. It'll never go away. But like, there's a group of particular stupids we can get rid of. So.
Yep. That's the dream.
And of course, I'm talking about Tom Arnold's movie, The Stupids. Duh.
I forgot that was a thing.
Movie again? Yeah, John Landis directed it. Look it up. It's a lot.
John Landis should have killed those 3 actors on his movie set, and then maybe he'd still be making
Oh, wow,
movies.
we're going to bring up that story again.
Cool. Yeah, that's what's going on around town.
If this somehow gets up tomorrow, vote.
Movie news is depressing this week.
It's real news.
I'm gonna start with some bad news, go into some good news, and end on some mournful news. So that's the trend we'll take. So let's start off. Netflix is going to be raising their prices on standard and premium streaming plans starting in November. So if you've got a Netflix account, the high definition quality will now cost $13.99 per month, and the streams that allow you to watch up to 4 streams at a time will now cost $17.99 a month. So get your wallets ready for that, boys and girls. I don't know.
God damn it!
Do we have the? Do we all have the basic kind of plans? I don't think I believe my family only has up to two streams. So
yeah, I've just got mine in HD.
Yeah.
Do I sound better now?
Yes. Thank you.
Immensely better.
I don't know why you guys are so quiet. I was fucking with my phone, and I don't know what's going on.
Loud noises.
Yeah, that's way better. Thank you. Can we start the show over?
No, because it loses its charm.
Yeah. So Netflix, they keep taking away my shows and charging me more. It's great.
Yeah,
I know. That's why it's. I was talking. There's an article from that is on Variety or something. They put out that Amazon pretty much confirmed what we already knew, that you don't own any of the stuff that you buy streaming from them.
That was going to be part of the news, but let's talk about it now.
Yeah, I mean, does that surprise anybody?
No, because we've talked about this. In fact, you're the one who basically pointed it out to me. So, I mean, if I'm going to make sure that somebody gets paid for the video, it'd be feasibly better to just rent it multiple times at that point. Or the more logical solution, which is if there's a physical copy available, get it.
I just want to let you know, this is news. Kellen is sitting down next to me for the podcast, and he is eating rainbow-colored goldfish. They look pretty delicious.
Are they all cheddar flavored, or are they different kinds of flavors?
What flavor are they, Kellen?
They're the same as normal.
So yeah, cheddar, I guess.
So they're just colorful. They'll make food colorful.
He's just eating toxic dyes.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it says all natural on it. So the color is sourced from plants.
And
Okay.
here's what it looks like.
They can't see it, buddy.
Yeah.
Red shards and green shards and purple beets and stuff like that. Right on.
Yeah.
Some of them have eyes and out. Some of them just don't have anything on.
Yep. Some have eyes, some don't.
But anyway, yeah. So, Ryan, as you said before, just buy physical if you can. Like if it's available in physical, just get it.
And
Yeah. So it's I mean it's not shocking to me, but it's funny that story was trending and people were shocked. I was reading the comments and people couldn't believe it. And I've always said it's just like Apple Music or whatever. You're not really buying the music. You're paying for the right for them to download it onto your device.
So
you don't.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, it seems like you'd be getting more money out of signing to a streaming service. Like the films themselves would be getting more money because, like, I mean, I've got copies of movies on iTunes that I'm fairly sure have disappeared by this point. But I haven't bothered to look it up because I've switched all of those titles now to physical. So I don't have the only time that I've used digital rental or purchase of any kind is on documentaries from like PBS that I know are going to be around that service for a little bit. But if I can get a physical copy, I'm going to grab the cool fishy. So, well, and I guess also. Never Sleep Again. I bought it because it was $5 because I was like, I know I'll rewatch this a couple times before they take it away. So, I
got the Blu-ray of that, but I think the Blu-ray of Never Sleep Again wasn't available for that long.
Yeah, so that every time I've looked for it, it seems like it's being sold used, and like I try not to go down that road unless I have no choice. So, like I just ordered Warner Brothers Gangster Collection Volume 4, which I haven't owned up to this point, and I'm going to finally get it. $69 new from Prime. I looked at the used, it's $24, but there's damage on the box, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get it new. I'm not going to risk the used one. But all those films in there are available to rent via Amazon, via Warner Archive, but I would rather have the actual discs that they printed.
Yep.
So, but anyway. Yeah, I saw that story, not from you first, but one of our newer listeners, Mr. Jay Rickard, posted it on his Twitter, and I was like, oh, wow. Like, it took that long to, like, it took them that long to just say it out loud. Like, let's move on, though, to another depressing piece of news. This isn't reflecting on us just yet, but who knows, it might. Movie theaters are closing in the UK again for national lockdown, but film and television production will continue. There's a second lockdown going on in the UK, so as a result, the theaters are shutting down once again. So this does not look good for any theater chain that a U.S. company might own out there, or vice versa. So,
what colors are it?
Yeah, it's not shocking, but it's still a bummer.
Yeah, no,
it's like we're gonna live in this world for a long time.
It's not a wonderful thing. What's more, and I promise this will be the last piece of depressing news on this theater front. AMC is preparing to sell millions of stock in order to keep afloat. So they're desperate. Well,
they have to, because the movie companies have hung them out to dry.
Yep, they're leaving them die. So this is the only way they can stay afloat for however long this will last.
Because here's Unhinged, and then here's Tenet, and now we're gonna pull every other movie.
Yeah, I'm kind of just. If I'm being honest, I don't want to be a pessimist completely, but I am kind of just waiting to hear that one of these other companies starts going under, and then suddenly everything shuts down again. So. I would rather hope that's not the case, but nothing's looking good. So, I'm having some personal experience within that. So, there's just wear a fucking mask, people. Let's get this shit under control.
Right.
Can you hear this?
Please.
But anyway, let's move on to some more positive news within the week. So, if you'll recall, we were supposed to get a Halloween movie this year called Halloween Kills. It was supposed to be the thing that I would sit for 24 hours in a theater rewatching the moment it opened, and that didn't happen because of the virus. But we got a teaser earlier this year, and now we got another teaser a little bit longer. Showed some footage of people that we are familiar with, and also newcomers to the cast. Like we got some more footage of Tommy Doyle coming in there, Anthony Michael Hall. So that was pretty cool. Yep, I'm excited for this. Ryan, did you watch the teaser?
Yeah, it looks like he's killing people, so
Yep.
I'm down.
And well, I mean, of course he's going to do it anyway. What I like about this is that it seems to start alluding to the fact that everybody's been saying that this particular Halloween is supposed to be really like a very mean horror movie. Like it's going to be nasty. And I'm curious to see how that plays within the world that they set up in that 2018 Halloween. So stay tuned for that. I'll follow up that Halloween news. There's some more. David Gordon Green wrote a children's book version of the first Halloween. It's called The Legend of Halloween. David Gordon Green wrote it, and Mumblecore director Onur Turkel did the illustrations for it. And you can see some preview art of it. It looks really cute, or as cute as it's kind of bizarre, Ryan. Like when you shared me the link to it, I saw like the drawings are beautiful, but it's so bizarre to think that somebody would think to make a children's book out of Halloween. And I'm glad that David Gordon Green was the one to do it.
I'm probably gonna get it because it's just interesting.
Oh yeah, no, dude, I'm already on board for it. I'm already getting it. I really like the way they drew Loomis. It's kind of like unreasonably adorable. And Michael looks eternally confused. but I like it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, you'll be able to pick that up if you so wish. And then we'll move into some other horror news. We're getting an Insidious 5. And not only are we getting Insidious 5, but we're getting some of the original cast back because Patrick Wilson will not only star in it, but he will be making his directorial debut with Insidious 5. So good for Night Owl, too. He really was able to get out of that depressing funk as a superhero and rise to the occasion as a director now. So I'm proud of Patrick Wilson here. And they're bringing back Ty Simpkins as well to the series as well. And it's supposed to pick up years later after the events of Insidious Chapter 2. So,
well, I hope so, because Ty Simpkins does not look anything like he used to.
No, of course not.
Definitely growing up. It's kind of trippy when you see him in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, and you keep in mind, he's had to go through a haunted house, and then he had to go on an entire journey with Iron Man and Iron Man 3. This kid has been through the ringer, Like,
I know.
Several different forms of trauma hitting him. So yeah, but no, this sounds like fun. I have still not seen Insidious: The Last Key, so this will compel me to catch up, to recap the Insidious series and finally watch The Last Key. And then some more horror news. We're getting a remake of The People Under the Stairs from producer Jordan Peele. Ryan, you've seen The People Under the Stairs, right?
I have the Scream Factory Collector's Edition of it, yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but if I remember it correctly, this might be some prime fucking content for this year because it gets extremely dark.
Yeah, it's about the projects and things like that.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a very interesting movie. I think he will do a good job with it, kind of updating it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure it'll rock. But yeah, stay tuned for that as it develops. And then the last little piece of horror news is that Joe Dante is going to be producing an all-female slasher movie called Sequel, and Danielle Harris will be directing the movie. So that's kind of cool that she gets to direct a slasher movie of her own. James Moran is the writer. James Moran is the writer. He wrote a film called Severance, which is a film that I learned about just today from another podcast, so I need to sit down and watch this film, so I already rented it.
There is no other podcast, Zach.
There are plenty of podcasts, Ryan. You should check them out. They're all fun. Podcasting is a wonderful thing, and especially in 2020. We'll talk about that in our What We've Been Watching. Tiny Toons is coming back. the reboot of Tiny Toons Adventures called Tiny Toons University has gotten a pickup for 2 seasons from HBO Max. That's fun. You guys like Tiny Toons, or were you too old for that?
No, I enjoyed it back in
Okay.
the Animaniacs days, but I watched the Animaniacs more.
Yeah, that would make sense. We saw more Tiny Toons growing up than we did Animaniacs, but we had our fair share of both. But I barely remember the world of it, so I don't know if they're available. I have not looked to see if they're available on DVD, but if they are, I'm going to pick them up.
Oh, I'm sure they are. In fact, I think they have the same packaging as Animaniacs when it came out.
Okay.
Because I vaguely remember it. Yeah, it was fun. The story is it's like a new generation of Looney Tunes characters.
Yeah, Buster Bunny and Babs Bunny, and Plucky Duck. Yeah, those are ones I'm remembering right now. And then I know that the Looney Tunes themselves were their professors at their school.
Yep.
Yep. I remember there was a road trip movie that they did and one of the jokes was the Porky Surrogate's family is on vacation and they're playing a game where they look outside the car and they just keep going, there's a car, there's a car, there's a car. So yeah, that would be fun. And now we'll move on to the mournful news. We've had 3 deaths. First off, this came off Just the Wire. Carol Arthur DeLuise, or Carol Arthur by her stage name, passed away at the age of 85. She was a Broadway star. She worked with people like Dick Van Dyke on stage. But one of her most memorable outings in a film is that in Blazing Saddles, she plays the school marm, Harriet Johnson, who has the immortal phrase, "You are the leading asshole in the state," right before her speech ends, because she's writing a letter to the Honorable William J. LePetomane. But yeah, she was Dom DeLuise's wife too, but she had been fighting an 11-year battle with Alzheimer's disease, so wonderful body of work. She's also George Burns's daughter in The Sunshine Boys, and she's wonderful in that too. She plays off of Richard Benjamin in some scenes really well. So, but yeah, she will be dearly missed. And then the second one is Charles Gordon, who was the producer of Field of Dreams and Die Hard, died at the age of 73.
Guess it wasn't that hard for him.
He's just dead, right? He produced Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Leviathan, October Sky, TV movies such as Just Our Luck, The Renegades, Lone Star, Our Family Honor, Things That Go Bump. One of his more recent producing efforts was Hitman in 2007 and then Hitman Agent 47 in 2015.
That's what killed him.
Oh, so it was Timothy Oliphant's fault is what you're telling me. No, but yeah, he will be missed. But guys, I think we all know what the actual big death of the week is, and that's one that I certainly didn't see coming. Sean Connery, our first Bond, passed away at the age of 90. He's more than Bond, though, as all the tributes have been pointing out to. Ramirez in Highlander, Henry Jones Sr. in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Jim Malone in The Untouchables. Sean Connery was more than Bond, but obviously if you watch his Bond movies, you understand how he created the phenomenon that he created.
I don't know. I'm more of a fan of his Indiana Jones, Henry Jones Sr. That's my favorite character he's ever played.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you on like nostalgia's sake. If I'm judging just by like what I like watching in a movie, my favorite is Jim Malone in The Untouchables. But Henry Jones Sr. is also a wonderful candidate for that. If I'm picking through the Bond films, like honestly, I love him the most in Goldfinger. So, but
I think he's a great Bond in some pretty bad Bond movies. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the stories are, I rewatched Dr. No not too long ago. I mean, the story's fine, but he's elevating it to a different level. I love him in The Rock. He's one of the reasons The Rock is amazing. But yeah, and actually, I talked about Sean Connery's performance in Marnie on one of our Chamleys, And while I don't like the character, I think Sean Connery is great in that role because he's asked to play a very, very difficult role in that movie, and I think he delivers really well. It's just that character is a piece of shit.
Let's not forget Sean Connery was also in the Avengers.
Yeah. Well,
That's right.
Yeah, the Avengers, not Disney's Marvel's The Avengers. We should be clear about that. And then his last role, of course, as we all remember, is The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, where he played Alan Quartermain, and then he said, "I'm fucking done." Hunt for Red October. He's Dragonheart. I am the last one.
I really wish he'd done that Skyfall cameo. Like he was supposed to be Albert Finney's role.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been fucking dope.
Like it was the rumor is that James Bond was actually going to be a code name. So like there are a series of James Bonds like live there. Kellen sounds like a spooky ghost haunting the podcast.
No, it's just my goldfish.
He wants to let you know that he's still eating his goldfish.
Get out of the house.
Come, you gotta be quiet. We can hear what you're doing. Okay?
You're gonna die in here.
And also I'm gonna be covering Sean again too, because he's also. Has anybody here seen The Man Who Would Be King?
No, I've heard of it.
With Michael Caine. He's really good in it. I don't love that movie, but it's a movie where both the actors are easily watchable. So, and then of course I'll never forget Finding Forrester when he said, "You're the man now, dog." So yeah, long distinguished career. Well, at least I know I can make Kellen laugh. But yeah, died at age of 90. He'd apparently been battling illness for a little while. So,
yeah.
a proud Scotsman as well.
He's like frail for years.
Definitely an iconic person, and he's left his mark on cinema.
Yep. Yeah. Also, one of his first movies was a Disney movie, Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
That's right.
And he's fine. Yeah. The real attraction of that movie is leprechauns, but he's good in it. But anyway, yeah. Thank you, Henry Jones Sr. You will be missed.
Yep. I know. I really. I'll probably watch The Last Crusade sometime in the next couple days, just because I want to.
I want to continue the Bond journey that I was going to go before I enter horror. I'll report back on From Russia with Love and Goldfinger again. And then I haven't watched The Hunt for Red October in a while, so maybe I'm due for that again. I know you guys don't like it, so
it's okay.
Anyway, that's news. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, bummer. I mean, Brad sent me a meme that made it a little easier.
What was the meme?
I can't describe it because it's hard to describe, but it's really funny.
You know how in Mortal Kombat, when you win battles, like your avatar scales a tower of avatars. So each person you defeat, you go up one more.
Yeah.
So this meme has a picture of Betty White on top of she's on top of a grayed out Sean Connery, and like 5 other people who died recently. And she's doing like the devil horns thing. Hey Zach, you're breaking up pretty bad, so I think I'm gonna do the DVDs.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
V for Vendetta is getting a 4K release. Best Buy has a cool steelbook, so I'm gonna be picking that up.
Were you a big fan of that movie, Brad?
I enjoyed it like when it came out, and then when I recently rewatched it at the drive-in a couple weeks ago, it's just so prescient right now. Like I didn't really think that deep on it when it came out, because it was like 2005. the impending fascism wasn't as prevalent. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just a fun action movie, and now I tried to read the graphic novel a while back, and it was a little tough, but how about you?
I remember enjoying it. I haven't seen it in a long time. In fact, I'm pretty sure I got the Blu-ray years ago and I never watched it. Like it's one of those movies I kept on meaning to rewatch and then I forgot. But yeah, the Steelbook is pretty awesome.
Yeah, like the art on it's pretty sweet. So you picking that up? Someone has an exclusive gift set. I'm guessing it's Best Buy to Amazon. They have like a deluxe package of that without the Steelbook. Josie and the Pussycats, it has a complete series set.
Yeah, it's from Warner Archive.
Game of Thrones has a complete 4K collection, which I think is just a non-special edition version of it. So I think if you just want the discs and the special features without all the fancy packaging, you can pick that up.
That's good because I think the special edition version of it is like $350.
Yeah.
So
it's cool though. Like I haven't checked out the show, but that package with all like the wood carved stuff. Is great.
It's awesome.
Antebellum, which was I guess a horror movie that was supposed to come out in theaters a couple months ago. I guess it's going straight to 4K Blu-ray now. I guess.
I know it released on premium video on demand not like a month ago. So it must have not have done very well on it because that's a really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got kicked in reviews.
I mean, I like Janelle Monáe. That's how I pronounce her name, right?
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe. I got it backwards.
Monáe.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I'm old. But I like her a lot. I thought she was amazing in Hidden Figures. So I'm intrigued because I like her, but I don't know about the movie. The trailer didn't sell me on it.
Yeah, it seems like a rental.
It looked like it would be interesting. It looked like it would be interesting until it looks like it gets convoluted.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
Also, can you guys hear me better now?
Yep. Right now, yeah.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z has the first 3 seasons coming to a steelbook. So, and those other Dragon Ball Z fans out there, some like what is it? Legacy archival animation stuff. The Secret of Kells, I guess, is getting a re-release on Blu-ray.
That's actually I wanted to see that. That's by the guys who did Song of the Sea, and I love that movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I started it once, but I never finished it, so I check it out again. A Cat in Paris is another like indie animation thing that I think might be from the same people, and Chico and Rita. They're all like art house animation things that I've seen posters of but haven't actually checked out. Kick-Ass's 4K Steelbook is listed, but I didn't actually see it on the site when I was browsing. So, and then Forrest Gump and Grease and Bumblebee, which I thought already had a 4K release when it came out.
Yeah, those look like they might be steelbooks or something, or repackages.
Repackages, yeah.
Yeah. The Bumblebee is a steelbook.
Yeah,
and
which
so is Grease.
I have the 4K Steelbook of Bumblebee from when it came out, so I guess it just must be new art.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then a Charlie Brown Christmas.
That's its once-a-year Blu-ray release.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
There's also, did you mention The Grinch has a new artwork cover?
Oh yeah, it's for some reason not bolded on the list, but yeah, that's there too.
The at the bottom of it is like it came without it came without ribbons, it came without tags, and then the quote just ends there, and I'm like, oh, that's the way you sell a horror movie, not The Grinch.
At least they spelled his name right for once. Every time I see people write Dr. Seuss, they switch the U and the E around, and it bugs the hell out of me.
Those fucking dicks.
You and the Seuss estate.
Oh, and I guess last week, because we didn't do this, some cool stuff came out. Parasite on the Criterion collection came out. So I'm going to try to check that out, the next 50% off sale. And The Last Starfighter had an Arrow release, which I totally missed. So
Did you see? Did the Rambo steelbooks come out last week too?
I did. I bought that. Yeah.
Are they awesome? Because they look awesome. Like, I mean, the pictures.
Yeah, the art looks great. I'm not a big fan of the actual tin can that goes around them. It's just like it separates them and creates extra space. And mine, like, of course they gave me the dented one. So, but otherwise the art's great.
Because I think each one's done by a different artist or something. I mean, sometimes when you see them, on websites, they look cool, but then they look really cool in person.
I think it's the same artist for all of it. I mean, they did the outer package and then all the things in between. They're different from. I mean, they're a little similar to. I think in the UK they had their own release of just the first 3 or 4 because it was before the 5th movie came out, and it was art similar to that. Like, it had the like cell shaded look to them, but this is definitely like different poses and different, I don't know, arrangements of things.
Yeah,
it's cool. I definitely got it, and I'll probably just put them side by side and put the tin can in storage or something.
Right on. Yeah, I was just curious because I thought it looked awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to get the 5th one, which kind of sucks, but it has the extended edition in the 5th one, which apparently adds more character development to why Rambo, built the tunnels under his house and why he's frustrated with not being able to save people, which feeds into why he's. I mean, it makes sense why he's upset that he couldn't save his, I guess, stepdaughter. His adoptive daughter. Yeah. But there's like a flood scene or whatever where 2 people die and he couldn't save them because it wasn't even like, an enemy. It was just nature and he couldn't save them. So check that out eventually, but I don't think he's going to save that movie. I'll just fast forward to the tunnel scene.
Nice.
That's
where it becomes like he's slasher.
Yeah, it's just violent Home Alone.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Sweet.
And that's Blu-ray releases for this week.
And movies we watched throughout the week in a segment we call What We've Been Watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
I just want to point out, Corinne will be posting a new article on our website soon, as she's working on it as we speak. She was going to join us, but she's covering city council for her real job, so she wanted me to tease her new article coming soon.
She sent us like Catching the Classic too, so
yeah,
we'll do that later. But is she really doing her job, or she just didn't watch Borat and doesn't want to admit it?
maybe a little bit of both.
Who knows?
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Not a lot, because I was working out of state, but a couple things from last week that I didn't get to talk about. They're kind of cool. Is I watched a movie called The Kid Detective, which is like Mystery Team if the team was a detective of one, and it's a kid genius who solves all the town's like minor mysteries, like where did my cat go, or who took the pie off of Miss so and so's windowsill, so he's adorable, and the town even sets him up with a real like detective office so he can solve minor crimes. And eventually he gets a secretary, and she actually gets abducted and kidnapped, and he can't solve it, and it haunts him for like 20 years, and he won't let go of his detective dreams of being a detective, and he spirals out of control into drugs and depression. And eventually a murder case comes his way. And so he takes that on, wanting to actually solve a major case to kind of absolve himself of not being able to solve the abduction, from his youth. And it kind of dovetails into that plot. And it's not like there's a lot of like the movie could be shorter. It drags. There's a lot of scenes of Adam Brody is the adult version of the detective. There's a lot of scenes of him just kind of like passing out or just sending his life down the tubes, like just getting into a lot of trouble. But the funny part is how matter of fact some of the dialogue is between people. And I wish it was last week because I wish I could remember some of the lines, but there's like just casual insults that like you're not expecting. What else? It's like a really dark version of Mystery Team, from like a 40-year-old's perspective. So, but I think the mystery is actually pretty cool. So, it was in the theater. Check it out if you can. And then what else did I watch? I've been keeping up with Too Old to Die Young, which is the Nicholas Winding Refn streaming series on Amazon. It's slow going because it's a slow paced show, but I'm up to like episode 6 right now, and it's getting really interesting because of the. I think when I last talked about it, it was episode 2, and in episode 3, John Hawkes enters the show as I think an ex-CIA or FBI agent who's doing work for some private company as a vigilante. Like he's just killing bad people or people he perceives as bad, just not even to get paid for it. He's just doing it. And so one of his murders attracts the attentions of Miles Teller's, like he's the cop, right? So Miles Teller tracks him down, and you think he's going to arrest him, and then Miles Teller reveals that he kind of wants to do what he's doing. So this guy who started out the show as kind of defending his corrupt cop, like a corrupt partner, it kind of looks like he was helping the people he was harassing by kind of playing both sides. But I mean, he's still a pedophile, but so there's that problem. But he's not
minor.
He's not that much of a hero. But yeah, and then his girlfriend, her story is dovetailing with the Mexican cartel story. So all those two things are going to come to a head. But the last episode, he tracked down these two like porn makers who make rapist porn, and he tracked them down to the desert and killed them, which was great. But the main guy was Rolf from The Office. So that was like a fun surprise, like seeing seeing him as a rapist, but yeah, it's like that's Rolf from the funny Office. Yeah, and then I've been working through the Friday the 13th box set, and I forgot that Friday the 13th New Beginning, like the main guy who runs the like rehabilitation camp, is the guy who inspires Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade.
Yep.
So I just kept thinking of that.
That movie's rough.
Yeah, it's all right.
You lost a son today, Roy. That doesn't mean you have to lose him again.
Yeah. It's just, they have those close-ups of the medic who's actually pretending to be Jason, and it like
Roy. Yeah.
Like I wish I could remember the first time I saw it, but like I don't think it fooled me.
No.
Like I didn't believe, because I without the special features, I don't think I even put together that the kid who like gets picked on and gets killed, like that's his son.
Oh. Well, I mean, at the end of the movie, they show like a little pocket picture in his wallet of them together.
Yeah, I totally missed that. So,
But I also don't get why, if he knew who his son was, I thought the place that they were sending those kids to was like some orphanage with troubled teens or something.
yeah,
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Yeah, the Friday
Danny
13th.
Steinem movie. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, Friday 13th. Real quick though, I was excited about the visual transfer, but that 3D camera really blurs the corners.
Yeah.
So compared to like A New Beginning looks better than 3, and I don't think it's even remastered. So,
Well, I think because I've been watching them too, but even the ones that haven't been remastered, I think they look really good because they're on their own disc now.
oh yeah,
and they like have a higher bit rate, so they run a little better. And I pick up details even in. I watched part 8 yesterday, and I picked up things that I've never seen before. And Jason has all this like moss growing out of him and stuff, and he looks like the design of him in part 8 looks a lot better in high definition, I think.
yeah. I'm only up to 7, and I'm just seeing so much stuff in the background because of it. But yeah, like 5 I'm up to 6. I was just marveling at how crisp, because I like most of my experience has been VHS and DVD. I missed the first round of Blu-rays, but it's just odd that they look so good, like those two compared to like 3, which like the lenses in that camera system just didn't.
Yeah, no matter how much you try to polish up a 3D print on film, it's not built to look same way as 2D. So it's just not gonna. It's better than it looks on the. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, you can tell that they're using 2 lenses, because if you watch part 3, you can see dust and like hair and stuff.
Yeah.
That they can't get rid of because it's just part of what it is.
Yeah, that's my point. Is like it was kind of an experimental, like thrown together for that movie process. Special features they show. The makeshift rigs they made for that, and it's just like it'll never get better than that. Like no matter how they clean it up, it's always gonna have this blurry, out of sync picture, which is unfortunate. But
you could see that in other 3D films like House of Wax and Dial M for Murder. Like no matter how much they up-res it, it's still like it's still clearly different than any other film that's made in 2D of the era. So it's why if they do Nightmare on Elm Street, the series at all, like Freddy's Dead, the final Nightmare is going to probably be the one that looks the shabbiest because there was sequences for 3D in it. So
yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I got.
Zach?
Well, it's me. Can you guys hear me okay, first of all?
I mean, now, but you'll talk and then it'll break up. It's just, that's how it is.
Okay. So, all right, I'll do my best. I watched a shit ton in between this and the last time in Filmsplosion, so buckle up. After we recorded our last regular episode, I rewatched Ghost Stories from 2018. The movie's still fun. I actually enjoyed it a lot more this second time around than I did the first time, and just kind of basking in that the story is typical of a kind of a ghost story twist to it by the end, where it's an ending you can call, but I feel like they're just pulling it off pretty beautifully. But that was like the second time I've seen it this month, so the more I rewatch it, the more I'm getting fascinated by it. Like I want to see the stage version that they did in London, which obviously I'm not going to be able to see for a long ass time because of COVID, but it sounds like it's a fucking blast on stage too. Because I watched it the week before and I was kind of like, oh, this is working better for me. And now rewatching it again, I was like, this is an unsung gem for me. And then that same night, not rewatched. This was a first time watch. It's a movie that I had never seen before, but had been recommended through Attaboy Clarence, called The Devil Doll with Lionel Barrymore. Ryan, we need to do a commentary on this movie for real nerds. It's kind of insane. and also very sweet. Lionel Barrymore plays a wrongly accused murderer or embezzler who escapes prison with a scientist, and this scientist has developed a way to shrink people down to 1/6 their size, solve the problem of world hunger. The scientist dies. Lionel Barrymore teams up with the scientist's wife to use the people shrinking technology to get revenge on the bankers who had him committed to prison. And so the result is Lionel Barrymore basically pretending to be an elderly toy shop owner woman. So he walks around in a granny suit and then proceeds to shrink all of the people that wronged him. And yet there is a story within it about a daughter coming to terms with the fact that her father probably wasn't guilty of the crime he committed and having to learn to let that anger go. This movie is really good. I just didn't expect it to have the heart it did. I thought, shrinking people, it's gonna be a little bit more on the cheesier side, but it'll have some fun. This is like a fucking really good movie. It's not great, but it's really good. And it's part of Warner Archives has a Legends of Horror collection that has this and Return of Dr. X, that Humphrey Bogart movie where he essentially plays a vampire in it. So Ryan, if I can get a copy over to you, I want you to watch it. Tell me what you think, because I'm not going to sell you on it being super insane, but it's kind of weird how the two things in the movie kind of combine. I rewatched In the Mouth of Madness and The Thing for one of my horror double features. In the Mouth of Madness still fucking rocks. And The Thing still rocks. I mean, In the Mouth of Madness, I think needs a better... Somebody needs, maybe if nobody else does this, maybe I will talk like an article talking about like how genius that film is, because I don't hear many people talk about it, even though Scream had the good sense to put it out on a Blu-ray, so clearly it has some merit, right?
No, it's one of my favorite Carpenter films.
I know, it's really good. And then I rewatched the first Insidious, and that movie still works. I talk a little bit more about it on the Film Explosion, which just dropped today. But music, I love the score in that movie. It's still effective. It's, again, an example of how James Wan had grown as a director between Saw and that. So that was a lot of fun. I did a double feature of Night of the Living Dead and Land of the Dead. And Land of the Dead I was paying a little bit to, because Night of the Living Dead I've seen so many times I kind of had it on the background while I was working on stuff. Land of the Dead, though, so Ryan, did they do a new transfer for it on Scream?
I don't remember.
Okay, because I only have the standard version that you gave me after you upgraded, but it still looks pretty damn great for that transfer. Is still pretty wonderful in it. I love how this film is kind of out of its mind in terms of the scale of the zombie attacks at this point. Like this goes beyond even Day of the Dead, where like aside from some CGI that I wasn't a fan of that hasn't aged well, like there's wonderful practical effects in that film. The actors are all on their A game in terms of being in a zombie movie. I really like John Leguizamo in the movie. But you know, it's one of those Romero films I don't really go back to that much, because I would go back to either Night or Day or Dawn. So, but this one I'm going to start making a part of my regular rotation. And then I did the Attaboy Clarence Film Festival. They showed a bunch of films. I'm not going to talk about all of them. I will bring up a couple of notable ones. There was a noir that we watched called The Locket, which was it's very much a story about a woman who can't have something that she really wants as a child, and then the story about how that may or may not influence her decisions in relationships down the line. It's kind of great in it. Like the twist I didn't see coming, and I'm not going to spoil it because Ryan, I told you that you need to pick this up on Warner Archive. But Robert Mitchum's in it, like an earlier Robert Mitchum. You have Lorraine Day from Foreign Correspondent, and Mr. Lucky. So it's got a solid cast behind it, but it's definitely worth your time if you can seek it out. And then one of the other ones was Night of the Hunter, which I'd seen before. So we were watching it, and then after the first day of the festival ended, I put on my Blu-ray of Night of the Hunter on again and watched it twice in one day. That movie's still great. It's a fucked up fairy tale. It's Robert Mitchum as the preacher is just still one of those. I sent you a GIF of it, Ryan, and I then asked you, how in the hell is there a Robert Mitchum as the preacher GIF? That seems wrong. Seems like that shouldn't exist, especially if you've seen Night of the Hunter. And then rather than watch the new version of Rebecca, I went back to Hitchcock's Rebecca, and that movie's still wonderful. And then on the second day of the festival, we watched a couple of films. We watched Caligari, which I didn't realize there's a newer transfer of that from Kino, so I'm picking that up this week. We saw a movie called False Faces, which is a movie about a guy who is not a doctor, and he performs botched plastic surgeries, and it's a cautionary tale about this true case that actually happened where a guy was basically butchering people and getting away with it. It's a very prescient film because of the way the lead character in the film justifies his actions and how it's so relevant to some unseemly things that will hopefully be gone by Tuesday. And then we rewatched The General with Buster Keaton. That movie's still pretty wonderful. I mean, the backdrop is obviously got that similar pro Confederate mentality, but the comedy in the film is magnificent. So if you watch it for what they're doing with those stunts and Keaton's timing and comic ability, you're in for a wonderful treat. And then there's a movie called The Portrait of Jenny with Joseph Cotton. It's out of its mind. It starts off as a melodrama and then ends in a fever dream. I kind of want to rewatch it again, even though the first half of the film I was not a huge fan of. And then I did the Halloween binge, where I went through the entire Halloween series. And the only ones I didn't rewatch were the zombie ones, and it was just because I ran out of time. But I hadn't rewatched Resurrection in a while, Ryan. And I think we need to keep reminding people that movie exists so that they never make that mistake again. First of all, the version on Scream Factory's box set is an up-res, so it doesn't look the best, but that movie itself doesn't need to look great because it's already doing a good job at being terrible on its own merits. It's the whole notion of the found footage mixed with traditional staging and setups is something that I would like to see in another film, but not in a Halloween movie.
I think it suffers from not knowing what it wants to be. Mm-hmm. There's a interview, I just watched it with Steve Miner on the Friday 13th box set. And he talks about how him and Jamie Lee wanted to kill Michael, but the only way that they would be allowed to make Halloween 20 years later is if they found a way for them to get out of it. And so that's how that movie came to be.
And the special features on H2O elaborate on that, where Kevin Williamson was the one who basically gave Mustafa and the Weinsteins their out on that. So then that way they would be able to resurrect Michael, quote unquote, which that when I was younger and I saw Resurrection, I would just tell myself, okay, so Halloween Resurrection has a really good a really interesting short film in it, and then this whatever this is for the rest of the 90-ish minutes going on. But now that especially now that we have David Gordon Green's Halloween, when I watched the opening prologue, quote unquote, of Resurrection with Jamie Lee in it, it was just like the biggest slap in the face you could see happen. Like, I didn't see it that way as a kid. Now I watch it, I'm like, this is just, fuck you guys, this is terrible. And no wonder Jamie Lee Curtis bashes this movie now, like, because that's a terrible way for Laurie Strode to go out. Absolutely not. I like the idea of her trapping him, but I don't like the idea of her being stabbed like foolishly in the back because of that trap backfiring. That just makes no sense. But I will say, rewatching Halloween 5 and then watching Resurrection not too long after, I think Halloween 5, it's a little bit higher in my head than I had originally had it. I still don't like a lot of elements in Halloween 5, but it's still got things I want in a Halloween movie. It's got some fun kills. It's got Loomis running around. Granted, this is when Loomis is starting to become mad to the point of shaking children. But it's got its high moments. I still love the end where he's beating Michael to death with a 2x4, or beating Michael unconscious with a 2x4 after he's tranked him. And the double feature I did of Halloween and Halloween was fantastic. So I basically did 30 days worth of movies, whether I was watching 1 to 3 movies a night. So that was a lot of fun. I don't think I'll ever do a binge like that ever again until next year. And then actually in the middle of that binge, I did re-listen to War of the Worlds, the broadcast from 1938. And that's also relevant and timely to the times we live in. It's amazing how 82 years later, there's still not a lot that has changed. And then the last thing that I watched last night was The Petrified Forest. I watched it again. Movie still rocks. Bogart in that movie is incredible. I'm assuming that I know James has watched it, so I'm assuming right now the only ones that I've watched it are me and possibly Ryan. But it's a wonderful, slick 82 minutes of suspension and tension inside of this little diner that is just a marvel to watch. It's really well directed and well executed. It's like a pre-noir. So yeah, that's all I watched this week, guys.
I didn't watch that much. I talked a little bit with Brad about the Friday 13th stuff. If you pick up the box set, you won't be disappointed. It's really fun. I think it's cool that they found all the TV spots and added it to the Blu-rays, because I think the TV spots are really fun because it's 30 seconds long, so they have to try to put as much as they can into it.
Did you see which? I forget which one. I think it was 5, but like the TV commercial trailer for 5 had like bare boobs in it.
Yeah, it totally did.
Like, it wasn't censored at all.
No, so I'm wondering if it was like a European like TV.
It must have been, yeah.
Spot. Yeah. I watched the Arrow Mallrats release, and it's really good. The new scan looks really great. The movie still makes me laugh every time I watch it, and it's, like I said, it's the first Kevin Smith film I saw, so I have a very big soft spot in my heart for Mallrats. It's funny.
When I talked about it a couple weeks ago, I totally forgot there was a second disc for that.
Yeah, there is. I'm interested to watch the TV version where they dub. I was reading a little bit about it, and I guess the dubbed non-curse words are in really bad. Like the voices don't match at all.
Not even that. It's mostly Jason Mewes didn't show up for his ADR, so they just got the guy who did the ADR session, the recordist, to go in and use his own voice. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, and it is wild.
That's awesome. I just forget, I've seen it so many times, I can probably recite it verbatim, but, you still have the moments. I love when Willem is looking at the poster and Shannon Doherty comes up and he goes, Brenda. It's like, dick.
Yeah.
That's it's really meta and it's really awesome. My little boy wanted to watch a Spider-Man movie, and he wanted to watch the one where he delivers pizza. So I watched Spider-Man 2. That movie's still probably my favorite superhero movie of all time. I think Tobey Maguire is really great in it. I think the Spider-Man story is great, and Alfred Molina as Doc Ock is incredible.
Oh, he's wonderful in that movie, God.
Yeah. So that was really fun to watch again. I always revisit the Spider-Man films throughout the year. I won't go a year without watching them all. I love those movies for obvious reasons.
I have a question, Ryan. When Kellen sees the Green Goblin in, well, maybe the first one too, but also in that second one, especially where Willem Dafoe is looking especially terrifying, does Kellen giggle at that, or does he get a little bit of a jump from that?
He doesn't do either. He gets excited because he likes Spider-Man 3, because, I mean, the one thing with Spider-Man 3 is it has lots of action and stuff in it.
Yeah.
So he likes that continues the story of Harry Osborn.
Okay, for sure.
I was in so many words he can't explain it, because when the Green Goblin shows up, he gets pretty excited.
Okay, because I was just like, I was, as you said, Spider-Man 2, automatically his image of him in the mirror popped up in my head. I'm like, that's got to be scary for a 6-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know. My kid's pretty,
He's a tough kid. He can get through Jurassic Park, so.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm always looking for spooky movies to watch with him. And I use the term spooky loosely when I'm talking about Van Helsing from 2004. But, I was, because he wanted to watch a movie with monsters in it. I was thinking, I said, well, he might like this one because it's more of an action adventure movie. And he loved Van Helsing. I, on the other hand, again, if it, Stephen Sommers, like the action is there. It's well shot, but it's really the story is garbage and
convoluted.
It's super convoluted, and then the CGI doesn't hold up very well, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
The Mr. Hyde at the beginning is not that good. The Dracula transformation is not that good. I don't know. And I'm watching and I said, man, this kind of is like Tom Cruise's Mummy, because Van Helsing gets bit by a werewolf and he uses his werewolf powers to defeat Dracula, and Tom Cruise does that in The Mummy, but with the mummy powers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll tell you, Ryan, I don't hate that movie, but because I saw it when I was young enough when I saw it in the theater that it was fun for me. But as I'm older, I'm in this middle boat between you and Kellen, where I still enjoy the action and the fun of it, but I'm also like, yeah, this story is just nothing. I love that opening sequence though, in black and white.
All over the place in tone. It's just bizarre. But I mean, I think the werewolf transformation where he's ripping off his skin, I think is cool. Oh, yeah. And when I was watching the special features, I guess Stephen Sommers just like, man, I haven't seen this. That's what I'm going to do. There was really no rhyme or reason behind him making the movie. It's basically, I haven't seen this. I'm going to make it this way.
It's also like you're getting the mummy guy to do it. Like he's just like, well, yeah, I guess I could throw the other monsters in now.
Yeah. And the last thing I watched is I rewatched Anna and the Apocalypse from last year. It's a zombie musical, and I really like this movie. I had to import the film from Canada because for some reason it hasn't been released on Blu-ray in America. So I was really disappointed though, because it had a bonus feature and it says behind the scenes. The behind the scenes, I'm not joking, it was 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, it was awful.
So everything's on the screen.
Yeah. So no, there is. Second Sight put out a Blu-ray in England that is all regions. It's out of print, but I found it on eBay, and it's $32, and it has like 4 hours of bonus features. Because I guess there's also a cut of the film that's way more violent. So,
It's Scottish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested. I don't know about. Have you ever bought anything off eBay, either of you, like a movie that's an import and it?
I just did. It's the Street Fighter, the movie. It's the British version.
Is it locked?
Yeah, I need a special Blu-ray player to watch it because it's region B.
I'm tempted to do it now for the first time because there's a movie that that I want to get that's the best possible version that I can find is like a region zero, like a Spain import or something. But I'm just like, I don't know if I have the right player that can play all or whatever, so I would be taking a risk. So I don't.
Yeah, and that's what I do too. Because if you read the description of it on Second Sight's website that it's sold out of, they said that it's all region, but when I looked at it on eBay, it said region B, but it's the same release. So I don't know.
Ugh.
Well, I know, Ryan. Did you end up trying to procure that Dawn of the Dead 4K release that's supposed to be coming out?
No, I'm not going to spend $150 on a 4K movie because you can't watch any of the special features.
Yeah, so that's my thing is like I want that set, but not for $150 and when the Blu-ray discs themselves are locked. So,
yeah, I'm hoping
that's kind of
Scream. I'm hoping that Scream will release Dawn of the Dead, or Arrow will. And
the guy who holds the rights has to kick the bucket first. We got to get that out of the way.
Did you just put the disc in and see what happens?
Well, so I mean, I haven't got the Second Sight one. I have the Canadian like lame one, but
okay.
That's. I mean, I don't know. I was just seeing because if I spend $32 on it, which I can get on Amazon, I just want to make sure that it will work because if not, then it'll just sit on my shelf. It'll be $32 for a plastic case. So.
I tested my player with like I have this Japanese DVD that like Adam gave me, and it said it wouldn't do it, but that's also a different set of regions. That's like 1, 2, and 3. And Blu-rays are A, B, and C. So I might try to pop that Street Fighter in and see what happens.
Ryan Marshall Rosales, the guy I had on a couple times for Shanley, he knows a lot about that stuff, so he might be a person to ask. I can inquire for you.
Sure, you should. Thanks.
Yeah.
The next step is to just get a region-free player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I watched this week.
Sweet.
This week on Real Nerds, we streamed Borat Subsequent Moviefilm. Brad, should people stream the new Borat?
Yeah, I think it's fun. It's cool to revisit that character. It's unfortunate it took this long because I think some of the like impact is gone. It's not as biting as it once was, but it's kind of like Bad Grandpa, where they take the documentary style gags and just add the story to it. And I think it'd almost be better if it was just the story part. So yeah, it's all right.
Yep. Zach?
Yeah, I think you should. I was hesitant on when I heard the news that they were going to make it. So watching it today, I was shocked that there's a lot of heart in this movie. I also realized that because it has been 14 years since Borat first came out, that I felt incredibly old because nothing changed. Like he's still in that role, and the movie's still pulling the gags that the first one did. I was feeling this weird disconnect, and I guess in order to talk about it, we need to get past the trailer. So, but yeah, I would definitely check it out, especially if you've got Prime and you've got some time on your hands and you felt curious about it.
Yeah. I think it's fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun watching it. But yeah, Brad, you're right. It's like a Bad Grandpa kind of setup where there's an actual story arc to it, and then it's interspersed with actual prank interviews and things like that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun seeing the character again, and we'll talk about it after the trailer. But here's a trailer for Borat Subsequent Moviefilm.
14 years ago, I released a movie film which brought great shame to Kazakhstan. But now I was instructed to return to Yankee Land to carry out secret mission. I go to America! What do you say? No, it's not me.
Borat, come back!
People make recognize my face. I would need disguises.
This man is sex criminal?
No, no sex criminal.
I will take this to be a fat like American man.
Yeah, this is a good one. Where is his crumb? What is problem, officer?
Got somebody that's strapped to the top of your car. You need to sit in that passenger seat, boss.
Only men and bears are allowed inside car.
I'm here to give my daughter as a gift to someone close to the throne.
I need dress with real sexy peels.
This is a bag that just goes over the dress.
They're nice.
I really like this.
Let us present Sandra Jessica Parker Drummond.
I want this one with the baby on it. I have a baby inside me.
Can you take it out?
No, we cannot. That's not what we do here.
I feel bad because I was the one who put the baby in her. Did you ever put one in your daughter?
No, I did not.
Where is everybody?
They're wanting everybody to quarantine so they don't spread this virus.
Could I stay in your home? I hope quarantine never ends. What is more dangerous, this virus or the Democrat?
Democrats.
It's killing some of the virus.
No, you can't see the virus.
No, it's still there.
If you think you see a virus go like that.
This makes the virus sleepy, and then when it's sleeping...
Your daddy has a lot to learn.
My daddy is the smartest person in the whole flat world.
While the risk of coronavirus remains low, as the president said yesterday, we're ready for anything.
Michael Penis, I brought the girl for you. Borat Subsequent Moviefilm. You fist me. Now I fist you? What do you prefer? You fist me or I fist you?
Same time.
Fist each other.
There you go.
So in it, Borat has been put in a labor prison for the movie he made with in the original, and Kazakhstan was not happy with it.
Yep.
And
he made his country look like a fool, so he had to be punished.
Yep. And when he goes back home, his sons have abandoned him and distancing themselves from him.
Found a new father.
And, and so he decided to visit his daughter who lives in the barn. And she comes along with him on his voyage to America, but she does so by sneaking in with this monkey movie star that was originally supposed to be a gift to Mikael Pence. And
Johnny.
And the monkey's dead because she ate his face. But yeah, so then the rest of it is him trying to offer her to Michael Pence as a marriage, and she's getting a boob job, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's offering her to them because otherwise his country will kill him this time.
Yep.
Such as his death.
Yeah, because they're trying to align themselves in the same leadership pool that this current administration has been collecting, as they show in that montage.
But I actually enjoyed the surprise reveal. Is like it wasn't that; it was that Borat is the host of the COVID virus. He's just spreading it all around, which I did not see coming.
No, and I love the cameo with Tom Hanks in it.
Yeah,
yeah, that
he gave it to Tom Hanks.
Clearly on a green screen, but yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. But it's a funny movie. I mean, I think I'm always going to call Donald Trump McDonald Trump now.
Little Trump,
because it's just funny.
The story was like my most the thing I was most interested in. The gags were just like, oh, they were funny, but like they didn't have that shock value that I remember of having when I saw the first one in the theater.
Yeah, and I think that's why he had his daughter doing a lot of the the shocking stuff, Because right away at the beginning of the film, they establish when he's in America, people are chasing him around.
Yeah, like they recognize him, like so, and which I'm glad that they addressed the fact that you can't do another Borat movie if people are going to recognize you on the street.
But there is, really poignant moments too when he goes and visits a synagogue and talks to Holocaust survivors. Which is a really powerful moment when he comes in and he looks like, looks like an ass because of what he expects Jewish people to look like. And for those ladies to say, hey, you're being really ignorant, but not in a mean way, but actually helping him understand what happened, I think is I think the best part of the film.
Yeah.
It's a moment film that I know has come under some fire from I guess the people involved sued him because they claimed that he did not reveal what the gag was, but he did. One of the survivors in there, he did apparently reveal his identity to that person to clarify why he was doing the gag. So it was like one of those times where he broke character to explain what was going on because he had respect for the fact that this is a Holocaust survivor talking about her experience. So it's amazing how emotional that moment is.
Yeah,
and
at the same time, like a lot of those gags are depressing because you see what people are willing to, like the two guys in the log cabin.
Yeah.
They willingly have a rational interpretation of some things, and then others are just completely how can you believe that but also believe that?
If this film has a powerful moment of expose journalism tucked within it, it's that moment because as you said, it shows how rational they can be on one end but irrational on the other one, and so it's it's kind of boggling. It's funny, but it's boggling at the same time.
I mean, I think it's scary too because you have the things they're saying about Hillary Clinton and stuff. You go, wow.
Yeah.
This is.
But they take COVID seriously. It's just wow.
Yeah.
That was a feeling I had throughout the majority of the film was that. So the first Borat kind of deals with general American idiocy. It's not and it's coming off of the Bush era, so it's very far removed from the start of that term. So it's more talking about American culture in general. And the focus on this is so specific, which is a welcome addition to how he handles the Borat character. But it was kind of one of those things as you're watching it while I'm laughing, I'm also oh, fuck, this is so close to what we're this is literally what we're dealing with this second. So it's depressing and hilarious at the same time. I don't it's a weird feeling to describe. But it made me wonder, and I'm curious what you guys think. Does the fact that this movie is very immediately relevant, do you think that's going to harm anybody's interest in watching the movie a couple of years down the line?
No, I think because it has a lot to say, not only about what's happening in America right now, but also how the world. What I'm trying to say, it needs to be explained. It needs to have context, and the stuff with the spreading of misinformation, whether the Holocaust or with the coronavirus. I mean, I think it needs to be held in a capsule and say this is what really happened during this time.
So that's what I kind of came to the conclusion on after watching it. Was if this film isn't as labeled as a classic as the first Borat is, at the very least it is one of those essential time capsules, as you said, moments to be this is where we were in this 4-year period of time, or hopefully not 8-year period of time where this stuff is happening and going on. And the fact that they must have had to adapt heavily when coronavirus hit in order to hit the certain beats that they did. So it's amazing that the film adapts as quickly as it does to the ever-changing pace of the world. And the daughter, this woman is fucking incredible in this role. her whole sideline with the babysitter, and then her going into that conservative women's group.
Yeah.
It was super fucking. This is the only thing I regretted about this movie, was that it was not in a theater, because I would have loved to engage in the laughter around me like the first Borat. So it's just me and my couch listening to her give that speech and just pounding the arm of my chair. Like,
when they're in the bakery and she swallows the baby, I was like, oh, I know where this is going.
Maybe inside me.
And when they take her to the doctor's office, that's, a religious one too, and Sacha Baron Cohen's not getting the response he wants, and he says, "But I'm the one who put the baby in her." He doesn't know what to say. He's like, "Yeah, we still have to, save this baby," or I forget what it said. It's really funny.
Yeah, he's like, God chooses who makes life, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's. Oh, and I like how that baby gets a call back when he goes back to get her ball and chain, and he sees she's made it into a little Borat. And it's like, again, this movie has a weird, brilliant mark hit when it comes to emotional content. Like, it's amazing how this movie has such a big heart on its sleeve. It's a really good, it's a really interesting, heartwarming father-daughter story amidst this political satire. Like, it's.
Yeah. I mean, did you guys think Rudy Giuliani was tucking in his pants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's heavily edited. Yeah.
There's an argument of like, well, he's adjusting his mic and whatnot, but I'm like, ugh, this all looks,
It's just really weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To even go the lead up to that is obviously cut out, but it's weird that they just jump to the bedroom from that interview. You're like,
yeah,
I don't know.
No,
it's like, why would you do that at all? Like, if you don't know it's a gag.
Yeah, I mean, it's a selling point of watching the movie, and it's damning footage. But to me, for all the hoopla that was surrounding that moment, the moments in the film that hit harder to me were when they go to the anti-lockdown rally. Again, we were talking about the fellas in the log cabin. There's pocket moments of this film that there's haunting imagery amidst what is going to be very dark, humor going on about it. And I think it strikes a good balance with it. Oh, also, my favorite gag in the movie, hands down, is the fact that he has to keep faxing Kazakhstan's premiere at this little fax shop.
Yeah.
Then the guy's just rolling with it.
And he's making him write it for him, which is great.
He sends you a picture of this, and it's the premier's dick, and then another one, sorry, that was for someone else.
The one gag I was surprised didn't go anywhere was the haircut.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was building something great, and it was just
yeah, he's like, no, that's a good haircut.
Yeah, just tedious. Yeah, just
yeah,
being weird about it, but yeah, it didn't reveal anything.
Other than the guy was not unfazed by the fact that it was a person. His evidence of him being a good hair groomer was that he shears animals, and then the men, the pubes of men who are going to be executed. So, and then I actually I like the ending a lot. I think it's solidifies the ground that you wouldn't need to revisit this character again. But I found it interesting, thinking about it. This must have been the only way that Cohen, only in this time that we're living in, could Cohen bring the character back. Because I don't think you'd be able to do it under any other circumstances because of how big Borat was in 2006. So the fact that he got away with it again is pretty astounding. It's worth it.
Yeah. So Next week, there's a Kevin Costner movie that's in movie theaters. If you guys want to see it,
What is it?
The Superman prequel?
no, it's called. It's like Stay With Me. No, Stay. Fudge.
Let Him Go or something?
Yeah, hang on.
No, but it's a Superman prequel because if you think about it, like they're Ma and Pa Kent trying to.
It is true. Diane Lane is in it.
Yeah, they're on a ranch. They're trying to get their son back from other people. That son is Kal-El, obviously.
And we checked the cast listing to see if her name is Martha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get to see the badasses that Ma and Pa Kent were before.
Before
Superman grew up in the.
Let Him Go is the name of the movie.
I mean, that's it. Yeah, that's something we could do.
I mean, it's in theaters. That's what I got.
Yeah, I think we should always defer to theaters to support them if we can.
Yeah, or there's also that Come Play horror movie with Gillian Jacobs.
Yeah.
It looks like it's fun.
But one of those two.
And then I know that the following week it looks like it's Freaky with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Blumhouse, so probably do that.
Yeah. Yep. So at least a couple movies.
Ninja Turtles 1990 is playing in theaters this week as a Fathom event. So
I'll do another episode on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, let's just do it twice this year.
Dude, I kind of would be down for that.
Nah, it's all right. I'll put you guys through that.
I really enjoyed that commentary we did. If anybody's listening who hasn't listened to that commentary, it was a lot of fun.
I mean, we could still go watch it. I don't know if we do an episode on it when there's 2 new movies out. So
I'd be down to go.
It's playing. I'm trying to decide if I want to do all 3 days or just the one day. I feel like I should do all 3. Be a diehard fan.
You'll never get this chance again.
Oh, it reminds me. The new Turtle comic, The Last Ronin, came out this week.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Did you get it?
I did.
Yeah, I'm excited because I guessed the turtle right. So go me.
It's pretty awesome.
And Ryan, at the Alamo, Casablanca Dapper screenings.
I saw that.
Ooh, God. Should we go in our finest suits? I'll be Ugati, you'd be Rick, and then I can escape halfway through the movie because I've been taken away.
So, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Draft House in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.